Okay, so we got to nickname this. Oh, hello! Burbrabtorp is already turning into a Burbrabe Rabberbiabra. So we'll teach him pluck. It's a good enough idea. Oh, you there? I gather you've seen a wishing star before. Would you mind taking this Pokemon? I think it would be perfect for you. I've... What? Duh. I forgot that this was a thing. I didn't realize they gave it to you so early. I thought this was post-game. I saw, like, someone say, oh, yeah, there's just this guy standing here that gives you a Jirachi. And I was like, well, that's weird. But I thought it was, like, post-game at least. That's ridiculous. We haven't even gotten to the second gym yet.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
All right, well, we've got ourselves a Jirachi now. Why, hello there. It looks like you've played Let's Go in Kanto before. Would you like to go on an adventure in Sinnoh with this Pokemon? A Mewtwo? Oh my god! What the heck? It kind of was just like, oh yeah, you finally got it, now you can be impervious to flames, I guess. But that doesn't really tell us where we're supposed to go. So, maybe up this way? Let's see how impervious to flames we are. Okay, not very. Over-leveling going on with this experience share. So... pain in the butt. You're a pain in the butt, dude. Alright. Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Ectric, and for those of you who do not know me, I am a PokeTuber, and we are going to be back on the stream with more Pokemon. We're doing the ultimate hardcore Shiny Manectric Hunt, and a little bit of a special stream because it is my first time streaming since I got married last week. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I hope you are excited for the stream. I hope you are excited that we are back. I am having a wonderful, wonderful day. I've been having a wonderful couple of last weeks, and I'm so excited to be able to be back with you and be able to share all of the things that have gone on since then. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. Thank you, VGamer, thank you, Ampflash, thank you, Cyan, Solo, and Luigi Dragon. Thank you so much for being here, and everyone else who's joining in. Nathaniel, welcome as well. Hope you are all having wonderful days. Excited for the weekend, and excited for this stream. I apologize if I'm a little bit raspy. I actually got sick right after my wedding, so I've been having a cold with a really bad cough and like a little bit of headache, like feverish at first all week. So I have not felt 100%, but we are here, we are ready, and if you are excited for this, consider liking the stream and also subscribing if you have not already. Helps out the channel. You'll catch every single stream of every series that we do as they come out. But thank you so much for joining me. Congratulations on the marriage. Thank you so much, VGamer. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ampflash, as well. And Luigi Dragon. Hope everything went perfectly with the wedding. It really did. I mean, not like perfectly as a wedding could go, I would say. I've been having a horrible past few weeks. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Cyan. Hope the honeymoon and wedding went well. Yeah, it definitely did. And I hope that we can help cheer you up a little bit. I'm sorry to hear that you haven't been having a good couple weeks. Finally have a Pokemon Go account. Oh, nice. I have one as well. I've not played on it in probably 6 months. But we are going to go and... Yep, there's the cough. I'm going to try not to cough too much on stream, but we will see. Dazzling Shalololo, thank you so much for joining. But we are going to be going and hopefully doing some shiny hunting, as well as explaining everything that happened during the entire wedding week and then the honeymoon as well. Should be a fun time, so hopefully you're excited for that. But yeah, everything went really, really well. The one thing that didn't go well was that I know that I had talked about this on stream before, and I had shown it in the background, but I had a phone project that I was going to be working on to make a audio guest book where people would pick up the phone, they'd basically be able to leave a message, and then instead of writing down a message like in a book, we would instead have a bunch of audio messages that we could be able to save and listen to whenever we wanted to. Unfortunately, I had made a mistake where I used the wrong board, and it didn't have enough space for the program that I needed to run. So I bought a new board, but I spent all of Wednesday last week, not this past Wednesday, but the week before, the Wednesday before the wedding, trying to work on it, trying to get it all set up. I went on a 4-hour search for what's called a solder sucker, which is basically this little pen tool where you push it down and then you put it around like a pin that has solder on it, and then you just let go. It's spring loaded and it just sucks off the solder. I was looking for that for forever. Couldn't find it in Walmart. Couldn't find it in Lowe's. Couldn't find it in Best Buy. Ended up finding it at a Freight Harbor Tools store, which I'd never heard of before. And then I spent the next like 5 or 6 hours after that unsoldering all of the work that I had done on the first board, resoldering it onto the new board, and then at about 1 in the morning, I'm like exhausted. You know, there's all of the solder fumes that are getting into my head and give me a headache and stuff like that, and it didn't work. So that was a really sucky way to start off the entire saga. But other than that, really nothing really went wrong, so that was good. Took like a week and a half off YouTube. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I did too, but it was probably for much happier reasons. Watch your level lock is really good. Thank you so much, V-Gamer. I really appreciate that. I'm super excited for that series. I hope you guys are too. Actually, there was a little bit of a snafu because what should be the next episode, the most recent episode posted this Friday. The next one should be going up Monday. I haven't recorded it yet. I have to record it this weekend. But what happened was I recorded a whole nother episode, and then I went to it was a lot of fun stuff. We did a ton of stuff. I saved right after the episode ended. I go to click end recording. My voice had recorded, but my camera, my game audio, and my game video all didn't. So I just have about 30 minutes of me just talking into the microphone, vaguely describing what I was doing. So we're gonna have to have a little bit of a time jump. Past a little bit of that of what happened there, so we will have to unfortunately skip a little bit, but I'll at least give a summary of what happened during that episode in this new episode 5 or 4 or whatever it is. But yeah, I hope you are enjoying that series. I'm super excited about it. I'm glad to be doing another video series again. It's a little bit more stressful just because I have to get it out. I can't just like say, I don't really feel like it. I have to like get the recording done at some point or another. But it's gonna be a fun time, and I hope you will enjoy it as much as I'm enjoying recording it. By the way, Ectric, did you see Zed's stream a few days ago when I was involved in a raid? No, I did not, Dazzling. I have not been on any YouTube stuff for the entire time. I was in the middle of my honeymoon, so I was not going to be doing any sort of joining in on raids, but I wasn't on his stream earlier today. But what happened? And Wiz, thank you so much for joining as well. Thank you so much for the shout out, by the way. I watched your video. That was one thing I did do, is I had to watch a couple of Wizabelle videos, but I watched your video on recreating the little Advent Pokemon, and thank you so much for the shout out. It really means the world to me. That was very, very kind of you to do. Go check out Wiz's channel. Get some exclamation point Wizabelle's in the chat. Go subscribe to her if you haven't. She is an incredible content creator. I am a huge fan, and I think you will enjoy her stuff. It's fun when you said that you should add an item smaller than 5 seconds after you didn't do it. Yeah, I do that all the time. I am so bad. Like, I will think of something and then immediately distract myself and just never do it. Honestly, like, I feel like I have some like traits of like ADHD. I don't know. I would never diagnose myself with it. I would never self-diagnose on anything. I have no idea. I'm not smart, but I do definitely see some sort of tendencies in myself that are like, adult onset ADHD-ish. Again, I'm not saying I have that. I'm not saying I'm anywhere close to that. I do see some of it myself, is all. Every time someone mentions soldering, I remember the story my sister told me of the time she saw someone try to curl their hair with a soldering iron. Ugh, that's not good. It probably just burned off, right? Those things are way too hot. I want to see you do a POC. You're gonna have to define that, because the definition of that initialism that I'm thinking of, that sentence probably doesn't... If anyone knows what I'm talking about, then that can't be what you mean. That can't be what you mean. Oh god, you're gonna make me cough. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. I want to see you do a POC. What's a POC, Cyan? It's okay, I really like the idea of doing a streamer shout-out and irrelevant Pokemon content, since I don't stream on YouTube at the moment. Yeah, I think that's a really great idea. I really like that idea. And I'm excited to check out some more channels that you are interested in and might be able to suggest. Thank you for the links. No problem. You should check it out in case you missed it. Basically, around the same time Zed was streaming, I was at another one's stream, and I recommended Zed to him, and after some time went through with Raid. Oh, nice! Congratulations to him and to you. Trying to hunt for Dreepy and Violet. 17 sparkling power sandwiches in with 0 shinies. Oof, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, Solo. Well, I wish you continued luck. If you want to steal some of my shiny luck, I don't really need it today. I'm not really... Honestly, I kind of almost don't want to find the shiny because then I don't have an excuse to just talk about my wedding and my honeymoon. So this was basically me going, I kind of want to do a podcast stream, but at the same time, I still want to do something gaming related. So I was like, I'll just do a shiny hunt and talk the entire time. Know what you're talking about? I was also confused. Thank you, Wiz. Yeah, POC in my mind means person of color. So maybe that's probably not what you meant. Professor Oak's challenge. Ow! That makes a lot more sense, Cyan. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. I'd like to see you do a person of color. Oh my god. Okay, I would honestly love to do a Professor Oak's challenge at some point. I've got so many different ideas. Actually, I can call her my wife now. My wife had suggested an idea for a way to use these D&D dice that I got a while back that I never used because that whole D&D thing that I was trying to set up never came to fruition. But she suggested doing like Pokemon, but you have to like roll dice for roll the D&D dice, and I came up with an idea for basically a chat run Pokemon RPG type of thing, or role playing version. So basically, chat would tell me whatever they want to do in a Pokemon game, and I would like just do that for them, and then I would roll for them to see how successful you are. And you'd basically give me a bunch of different suggestions. We'd go and try and do that thing. We'd roll to see how well you are at doing it, or how good you are at doing it, and then based on that, you can either succeed, fail, somewhere in between. We kind of come up with a story of the chat's main character and all of their interactions and stuff. So I think that could be a really fun idea. I want to try that out at some point. But I would kind of want to create it so that I have the ability to like change like enemies, Pokemon, or change what your encounters are and stuff like that. I want to have a lot of control over like exactly what it looks like in the game. So it would take a lot of like coding and thought on my part. So it's probably not going to be for a little while. Sounds like fun. Awesome. Good. I'm glad to hear that it sounds like a good idea. Greetings, congratulations on your newfound marriage status. Thank you so much, Violet. I'm very excited. And yeah, we've been married for a week now, and it's great. I really love it. Pokemon of color. Stella, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining. What did you miss? I got married. So that's one thing. Other than that, not much, because I haven't been on the stream. Where did you honeymoon? Did you go abroad? Unfortunately, I did not go abroad. Mostly because I don't have a passport currently. So we ended up going to a place in New Hampshire in the mountains. And we didn't do skiing, but we did a lot of like winter-related things. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do a lot of the more active, like physically active aspects of that. Like we were planning on doing like snow tubing down hills and stuff like that, and we didn't get wow. Sounded like Porky Pig right there. We didn't end up getting to do that because I've been sick and I've had a cough, and it's been really, really hard for me to like do physically strenuous activities without like dying. So, we didn't end up getting to do a lot of that kind of stuff, but we still got to do a lot. We ended up doing a lot of shopping. We went to a bunch of really, really good restaurants. All of the people were incredibly kind. We ended up going on a train that took us up a mountain. It didn't take us all the way to the summit because it was too snowy for it, but we ended up taking... oh, sorry about that, Haley. Thank you for mentioning that. Where's the chat? You're right. I forgot to add that in. Give me a second. You take a week off, and all of a sudden, everything just goes to crap. There we go. That should be better. There we go. Beautiful. Perfect. Mental, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. I had thought about doing a group D&D collab via live stream at one point. Oh, that'd be awesome. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. Glad to see you. Love the new profile pic. Looking cool. And thank you so much for being here. Here just for a brief bit, about to go live myself. Oh, nice. I might have to rage later. Gen 10 before Manectric? I mean, maybe. We'll see. I don't do this often enough. Let me just make sure I'm caught up on all of your stuff. I don't want to see you do a Cyan Cynical's Wonderlock challenge. Is it just a Wonderlock? Or are there more specific rules? Because I've seen Wonderlocks before. I haven't done one before. I've seen them. I'd be interested. I have like 110 shinies in Pokemon Violet, and I've used over 200 shiny sandwiches. I'm unlucky but still have many shinies. Hey! I've got like 6 or 7 shinies in that game, so you're obviously doing a lot more than I am. So congratulations on the 110 shinies. That's a lot. It's really interesting that you mentioned D&D plan. I had a similar a few years ago, but trying to figure it all out made my brain hurt, so it'd be cool if you brought it to life. Yeah, I would love to try that out sometime. I'm really want to figure it out. I would probably start with Gen 1 because that's probably the most moddable, and it also has a lot of, like, you can go down different paths. I thought about doing it for Gen 9 because obviously you can go down any path, but we've done a lot of Gen 9 on the channel recently, and also I would have no way of changing, like, anything about the game itself. I don't have no idea how to, like, change what's modded and stuff like that. My first shiny was a Scrub from Egg. Oh, congratulations! Pogo is a little boring when it's 8 and too dark to go outside. Yeah, that's one thing about Pogo is that I don't walk around enough. I don't go anywhere mostly. I hurt my knee learning lightsaber tricks. Well, I mean, it's really cool that you're learning lightsaber tricks, but I'm sorry you hurt yourself. What kind of tricks are you trying to learn? Like Darth Maul, like flips and stuff, and spins and all that. Sounds cool. Using the Disney font? I don't think it's Disney font, but it looks kind of sort of similar. Doing some Mario Party with Lumion? Oh, nice. I will have to hop in on that stream later. Minus more rules, you have to check out the community post. Okay, I'll check it out later, Cyan. Sounds fun. Put off my Droopy Hunt for a bit, but I want to grab all the Violet exclusives for my shiny decks. Also, I should be shiny hunting. I'm just kind of chatting. H2D, DJ, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. And Microwave, welcome to the stream as well. Sorry I can't stay. Congrats on getting married. Thank you so much, Microwave. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you had a great time. If you're not already, sub and like the stream. Thank you so much, Microwave. I really appreciate it. Good to see you, and I hope you're doing well. Talking too much. Like I said, I'm a little sick, so I apologize if that's annoying or gross or whatever. Let me get a drink real quick. I've drank so much water these past few weeks just because I've been so sick. That hasn't been so good. Luckily, I didn't get sick until after the wedding, but still. Definitely took a little bit of the luster off the honeymoon. Alright. So many shinies. I've only caught 35 according to my trainer card. Yeah, that's nuts. 110 is a lot. How long was the wedding? Was it pirate themed? It was not pirate themed, and it was the ceremony itself was only like 40 minutes, and then the reception. There was a cocktail hour for 1 hour, and then 4-hour reception, and then the after party ended up lasting like another 5 hours. It was nuts. We basically had the paid to have the bar at the hotel stay open for longer, and oh my goodness, Microwave! Thank you so much for the donation. Really appreciate it. Can we get some hype in the chat for Microwave donation? Thank you so much for the kind support, and I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for the plug as well. Really appreciate it. Good to see you again. I'm so glad you're able to at least make some of these streams, and hope to see you around more in the future. We got to do another collab. I'm very excited to do that now that I've got some time. But yeah, the after party ended up lasting a ton of time because the wedding ended up ending at like 10 p.m. We got back to the hotel like 10:30ish, and then we just like I just hung out until like 3 in the morning in the hotel lobby. Just like, first of all, everyone was offering me drinks, which was like a weird thing. I took full advantage, but they were offering drinks, offering to buy drinks, and like, you know, multiple people just were like, "Hey, can I get you a drink? It looks like you're empty. Can I get you a new one?" And I was like, this is the only day I'm going to say yes to all these people paying for my drinks. But that was an interesting experience. And then I basically got to do the rounds again and go around to people, talk a little bit more, be able to hang out with them, which was really, really good because during the wedding it was like, you know, you did not get for a second, like you barely got a second to sit down and eat, let alone like do anything else. It was, and chat with people for an extended period of time. It was constantly like, okay, I need to go talk to these people now and make sure I say hi to them and thank them for coming and all that stuff. So it was nonstop. It was a ton of fun, but it was nonstop for sure. Gotta say, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. I lost 9 shinies in Scarlet. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Wish we could see it. Yeah, unfortunately, my wife is not huge on showing her face on the internet, so unfortunately I can't really share any photos, but I will be sharing the stories at the very least, and hopefully I am a good enough orator that I can describe effectively what it looked like so you can at least picture it in your heads. And I promise you that it'll probably, at least for me, it'll probably look a lot better than it than it actually was. Like, you can imagine me in like a suit, a navy suit with a white tie, with a really cool design that got a lot of compliments. I was surprised. I had a white tie on, and it had like some like sort of kind of flowery, leafy type of designs also in white on it. And I have ties with similar-ish patterns, but I got a ton of compliments on it. I did not really understand. I was appreciative, and my wife picked out a wonderful tie for me, but I was not sure exactly what made everyone say, "Oh, I love your tie." But hey, I'll take it. Is the dress still available? The dress is actually right over there. I don't know why I had trouble. This is behind the pink is actually the wedding dress right now. It's hanging. I don't think we're going to be selling it, but you know, it is still here. Solo, thank you so much for the dono. I really appreciate that. Make that 18 sparkling power sandwiches for Drippy. Oh, I'm sorry. Gave me being so annoying that I low-key feel like throwing my Switch through the window. Oof. Well, I wish you luck on your shiny hunt. And do some exclamation point shiny luck steal. Let me give you some shiny luck tonight. Some vacation time is always nice, though. Absolutely, for sure. And boy, was the honeymoon wonderful. We ended up going, like I was saying, we ended up going to a place in the mountains, about 3 hours away from my place. And it was you know, it was not too bad of a drive. It was snowing while I drove up and while I drove back, to be honest. So it was a little bit difficult trip just because of that. But when we got in, it was like, first of all, this hotel that we stayed at was literally like on the side of the mountain. It was like so freaking picturesque. They had a hotel in the or they had a restaurant in the hotel that had like windows going around a curve, and you could just see like all of this like snowy forest, mountain ranges off in the distance. It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So that the place we stayed at was absolutely beautiful. We ended up getting to do a lot of fun stuff, like we went to a bookstore, like a local bookstore, which was really nice. We did a ton of shopping and spent way too much money. And we also went up a train that was like at most like 37-degree incline. It's the second steepest train in the U.S. And it took us. It would have theoretically taken us all the way up to the top of the mountain of Mount Washington, actually. Unfortunately, we couldn't go to the summit because it was a little bit too snowy, and they don't have any shelter to like leave us at at the top of the hill when the like national park is not running in the winter, but we still got to go like up about halfway, and we were above the cloud cover, and it looked like we were looking out into a sea of cloud. It was absolutely gorgeous and so incredibly beautiful and magnificent. So definitely was a highlight of the trip. Dark Litten, thank you so much for the shiny luck, as well as H2D, thank you so much for giving me some shiny luck. Dark Litten, you almost gave me 100%. Dang, nice. Oh, and Nathaniel stole 93% of it, so, you know. I don't need luck, I'm taking a break anyway. Fair enough. No more sport. And the 9th shiny, I threw my Switch out the 2nd floor window, and it still works. I mean, that's good, at least. Let me get some more water. Maybe one day you will hire an editor for your lovely wife. I mean, listen, I would love to have her on the channel someday, but I'd never force her, and it's her decision, so. Oh, you stole the metal from my apartment. Got it. Okay, that's better than me. That's fine. I don't need that. I'm going to take off because YouTube's being super annoying right now. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but thank you so much for joining me solo, and have a great rest of your night. And thank you again for the congrats. I really appreciate it. Only 16%? Sorry, God. Sorry, God, Zay. You're good. You're gonna have to do better than that. Alrighty. Man. It really did suck, though, that I got so sick. Like, the second after the wedding was over, first of all, I was up until, like, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, on the night of the wedding, so, and then I had to get up, like, 8 or 9 to be able to like, check out and stuff like that, and then we had to go, like, grab all of the stuff, and then I had to drive all the way back from, from where the wedding was, near my parents' home, all the way back to my home, and then on Monday, we ended up heading up to our honeymoon. So I had to do like a 6-hour drive the day after the wedding. Brutal. I'm so glad that we waited a little bit to go on the honeymoon and didn't go straight there, because first of all, it would have been another 3 hours on top of the drive, and second of all, I would have just like not been able to survive going that long, and then feeling the way I did, because like I was like super fevery the night after my wedding, and then started getting really bad like congestion and runny nose and stuff like that. Luckily the fever only lasted that day, the day after the wedding, and by Sunday it was already kind of like gone, and I didn't really need to like take any Motrin or anything, but boy did I start getting really bad cough, and that's still going to this day. So luckily it's not COVID. I tested and it is not COVID, but boy, this cold sucked. Maybe if you two were VTuber models. I mean, maybe, but I don't even know if she wants her voice on there, to be honest. I have offered to, like, just say, hey, we'll you know, maybe we won't do face cam, or maybe it'll just be, like, I'll be the only one on camera, or something like that, but I don't know that she is that interested in being on camera, or on, you know, microphone or anything, so we'll see. Maybe one day. Maybe when Odyssey 2 comes out, she'll be like, alright, we gotta play it together, and I'd like to do it on the stream, but we'll see. Nick McNack, welcome to the stream. Congrats on the marriage. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm already feeling better than I did. Like Monday and Tuesday, it was just really rough. I was constantly just trying not to like hack up a lung in the middle of like whatever we were doing. I wore a mask everywhere so that I was at least, you know, being cognizant of other people. But it really was somewhat miserable. How badly I was feeling. But then I got went to CVS and got myself some pretty good cough medicine, and was able to just, you know, take that every 6 hours and hopefully be able to stymie the worst of it, at the very least. My local playground is a raid gym. Ooh, nice. There was a raid gym at the park, like, that's right nearby my apartment, so. Oh, we got a Bell family raid. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I missed your messages earlier. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome Scarlet Belf. Welcome Belf family. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome Blue Hedgehog Man. Welcome Mad Chad. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Ectric. I am a PokeTuber. I do a bunch of different Pokemon shenanigans like shiny hunting. I do nuzlocks. I also do other Nintendo stuff like Zelda and Mario. I speedrun Wii Sports. If any of that sounds interesting, consider liking and subscribing. Helps out the channel. You'll catch every single stream of every series that comes out as they come out. But thank you so much for joining. What were you playing? How are you doing? I am doing pretty well. Let me get your link, my friend, so I can plug it. Oh boy. Gotta change up this. There we go. Ba-ba-da-ba. I am, in fact, subscribed to you already, which is good. Let me just get your link real quick. Sorry about this. Bop, bop, bop. Go check out Bell Family's channel. They were kind enough to rate us, and they do some Pokemon stuff as well. So you will enjoy their content. Give them a shot. All right, let me pop out of that again. Bring this back down here. But yeah, what were you streaming today? I believe the last time I was around, I still had my old name. I'm Isaac. Oh, Isaac. Yeah, it has been a little while. Thank you so much for joining again. Good to see you. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful stream. And yeah, we are just doing our first stream back from the wedding and the honeymoon and stuff like that. Change the shirt, please. It's a reference to Ted Lasso. Sorry if it bothers you. But yeah, it's a reference to Ted Lasso. One of the characters yells the F word a lot, and so it is not just a shirt that says the F word for no reason. It is a reference. But I apologize if it's bothering you. I feel like it'd probably be more difficult if I didn't have it on. I would probably get even more issues from YouTube. So I will probably keep it on. I also don't have many clean shirts because I just came back and haven't done laundry yet. So I don't think I'm going to be able to change. I was doing a Pokemon Crystal Hardcore Nuzlocke. Ooh, GG. Melt Tank fell kind of easily. I was scared of it the whole stream. Honestly, those Hardcore Nuzlocks, I mean, obviously they're no slouch, but I was originally doing a Hardcore Nuzlocke on this series because we had to do a Hardcore Nuzlocke to get to the point of Shiny Hunting a Manectric. And boy, they stress you the heck out. It is rough. Constantly just like, okay, if I make one wrong move, this entire run could be over. Egg McMuffin, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. Good to see you again, my friend. I'm gonna just lurk and give you some watch time. Thank you so much, Microwave. I really appreciate that. And Charlene, thank you so much for joining. I'm an alternate account of XHervyX. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for joining. I'm on my quest 2. What does that mean, Egg McMuffin? Alright, let's let me just make sure that I don't even know if I've been keeping I definitely haven't been keeping accurate track of how many excuse me, encounters I've gotten, but oh well. Not worried about it. Let's do it. That was like a freaking skipping record right there. Inca. What's your favorite Pokemon? It is probably Manectric. I would actually my favorite of all time is Blaziken because it was my very first, but if you take out the nostalgia of like, oh, this was my first baby, I would say it's probably Manectric. So that's why it's the mascot of the channel. It's why my channel is named after it, and it's why we're hunting it today. I'm watching it from my VR headset. Oh, nice. That's cool. So basically, I could just go like this, and it'll look like I'm like coming towards you. Probably not. It's probably just a flat screen in like VR space, but it'd be cool if I could do that. Remember when Karina said a swear word in Pirates 5? There's a video of it. Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean. I feel like they have some curses in those movies in general. It does. I'm scared. I'm sorry. Don't worry. Don't worry, McMuffin. Get some more water. Let me see. What else haven't I don't think we really talked about the day of the wedding itself. Or the day before, really. I've talked about the honeymoon. I've talked about the Wednesday that was completely lost. Oh, on Thursday, we had a rehearsal dinner. After the rehearsal, basically you go to the church like the day before, and you kind of do like a dry run where you kind of like walk through what exactly is going to happen, because not many people know exactly what's going to happen during a wedding. Like on the day of, you don't know like the exact order of operations and stuff like that. Who's does what reading when and all that kind of stuff. So we went to the church the day before just to do this rehearsal, and we got through it. Let's get some momentum. What does that mean? Mental? 40 like. Ah, thank you so much. Yeah, if we already almost at 20 likes, so thank you so much for all of the support. But yeah, if you want to try and help us get to that 40 like goal, definitely go and click that like button. We're now at 20. Thank you so much. We're halfway there already. Microwave. It's hilarious. My bad, I sneezed. Yeah, go check out Microwave as well. He is now at like 5:30, I think, right? Right around 5:30. Let's try and get him higher. He deserves some support. He's a wonderful content creator and has helped this channel out immensely. I wouldn't know Zed if it wasn't for Microwave. I wouldn't know a lot of the streamers that we're now friends with if it wasn't for Microwave introducing, and so definitely can't thank him enough. Zed went live about 5 minutes ago. Oh yeah, he's doing his battle stream tonight, right? 5:30, something like that. Nice. Let's get him there. Yeah, let's get Microwave up in some subs as well. If you have not checked out his channel, you could go see him read the entire B-movie script if you wanted to. It is on there. He did a whole stream of it. I stopped by it for the end of it. It was a good time. Excuse me. But yeah, on Thursday we had the rehearsal dinner. After the rehearsal, we had the rehearsal, kind of do like a run through of all the different readings. Apparently there was the deacon who was running the thing was like kind of like speed running straight through it. I had no idea what was going on for most of it. I was just kind of like trying to gather as much information and just hope some of it stuck for the next day, because I am not one to go to church very often. So Mike, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. How'd the marriage go? It went wonderfully. Actually, was just talking about it. We were right now. I'm talking about the day before the wedding, but it was about as perfect as it could have gone. It was wonderful. But yeah, during the rehearsal, the deacon who was like going to marry us was kind of like walking through everything really quickly, and it was just like, all right, is any of this going to stick? I hope at least some of it'll stick. But kind of just walked us through. At one point, he told us that if there's a 20-something-year-old homeless man who just kind of hangs out in the confessional, if he comes out in the middle of the ceremony, just don't worry about it. He's harmless. He's just gonna head out. And it was like, okay, I have no problem with a homeless person being in a church or anything like that. It was just like a very specific and odd thing to bring up in the middle of like, okay, so this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna go up there. You're gonna light the candle. You're gonna do your prayers. You're gonna stand. You're gonna sit. The homeless guy's gonna come out of the confessional. Then you're gonna go over and do your vows. Then you kiss each other. Walk down the aisle. You're done. It was just a weird like addition to the whole plan. Microwave, welcome. Thank you so much for the for the donation. You got me absolutely flabbergasted. Wow, twice didn't expect the second one, did you? I didn't expect the first one. Oh yeah, I started playing Skyward Sword in stream. Nice! Sub to the Married to the Man. Thank you so much, Microwave. Can we get some more hype for Microwave? 2 donations now. Top donator of the stream by far. Thank you so much for your support, my friend. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for lurking as well. That's nuts. Wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's get some hype in the chat for Microwave. Very kind to support us so much. Truly appreciate it. And help pay off some of the honeymoon, I guess. Excuse me. But yeah, truly, thank you. I really appreciate it. And if any members are in the chat, let's get some hype emojis. About that. But where is I? Oh yeah, the rehearsal. But yeah, we got the rehearsal done. Oh, Mrs. Tori, thank you so much for joining. And thank you so much for the kind wishes. I really appreciate it. Just talking about the wedding now. Still here. I'm just lurking while I do my. I'm just leaking while I do my Scarlet Outbreaks. I like the original one better. I'm just leaking while I do Scarlet Outbreaks. Just, you know, blood slowly oozing out of some orifice. I'm not. Oh my goodness. I appreciate you leaking, Wiz. I appreciate it. And H2D, thank you so much for lurking as well. It's great if we make a D&D. I'll tell you about my imaginary wedding with Davy Jones. Sounds good. Excuse me. Jacob, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining, man. And John as well. Thank you so much, both of you, for being here. Congratulations, welcome back. Hope you had a wonderful time. I definitely did. I don't know how long you've been here, but I've been talking about some of the stuff with the wedding and all that stuff and the honeymoon. Had an absolutely wonderful time with all of it. Did get sick for the honeymoon, though, so that's why I sound a bit froggy and a little bit raspy, and I've been coughing, so I apologize if that's an annoyance. But yeah. You have memberships? I do, in fact, have memberships now. We got them at the beginning of the year. So you can sign up for as little as, I think, $3. And you can get access to emotes. If you sign up for $5, you'll be able to help suggest new emotes and stuff like that. If you sign up at $10, you'll get yourself a automatic nickname for any Pokemon of your choice. If you sign up for $25, I think it is, you also get to vote on any new shiny hunts that we are going to do on the channel. And then if you were to join as a member at $100 a month, which please only do if you are financially able to. That is a lot of money. I will do a custom profile picture of you. If you give me whatever design you want, and I will draw it up for you, and you can use it as your profile picture. But yeah, for as little as $3, you are able to get the emotes. So if you want to join, the link is in the description, or you can click the join button next to my name underneath this the video. It does not show up on mobile, I don't think, though, so you will have to go to the link if you're on mobile. Trying to get shiny Chimchar seems impossible. The shiny starter hunts are brutal because it is like it's a soft reset no matter what, unless you're gonna like breed them, and so like you basically just like hoping that you can get hoping that the reset time is not too much, but no matter what, unless you're doing like Masuda method breeding of like eggs and stuff like that, you're gonna be sitting there for like not gonna get many encounters, and there's no way for you to like increase the odds either. So it's probably one of the hardest hunts to do, just because it's the most time consuming with the worst odds. But hey, people get them, so you just gotta keep being diligent. I was talking about. I'm just gonna every time I'm just probably gonna jump right back into what I was talking about the wedding and stuff, because I want to tell all these stories. I want to have all of my thoughts on them at least shared somewhere, because I was trying to journal about like my thoughts throughout the entire thing, and it's just like I have so many thoughts that I want to write down and like log, and it's just. I'm not quick enough at writing or typing to be able to get through it in an efficient time. I spent like an hour and change, and I only got through like 2/3 of Wednesday. It was brutal. Passing through watching videos with my boy. Wanted to congratulate you and Mrs. Ectric. I hope you soon have so happy for you. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate that. And yeah, we're both very, very excited. We had a wonderful time on the honeymoon, and I really appreciate you stopping by and watching. I hope you will be able to come in on some more of these streams in the future. And what was I think your son's name was your son's name Nathan? I think I did a shout out before. I apologize if I got the name wrong, but hello to your son. Thank you so much for joining and watching. I really appreciate it. I think it might have been Nathan. I'm not sure though. I apologize if it's wrong. Congrats on getting married. Just want to say hi. Thank you so much, Enzo. I really appreciate that. Go back to Pat's stream. Oh, say hi to Pat for me. I love Pat. Patterson is a great friend of the channel as well. Definitely go check out his channel as well if you haven't seen it. Will you make a D&D roleplay? I would love it if you made a comic about the wedding of me and Davy Jones. A comic of the wedding. I've never done a comic before, but if that is what you would want for a profile picture, you'd have to sign up for $100 a month membership to get it, but I could do that. Yes, it's Nathan. Just went, oh my god, he got it. Ah, beautiful. That makes me happy. I'm so glad I remembered. Oh, hello, Nathan. Thank you so much for joining again, and I appreciate you being here with your dad. I'm so happy I remembered. I really like have been working on like remembering names and stuff like that. You know, it comes with the territory of being a streamer and stuff like that. So, I do kind of pride myself on being able to remember people. So I'm trying to remember names. I remembered a lot of the names that I met on the honeymoon specifically. So I've been trying to be better about that. Still here. I was helping a friend. Oh, well, thank you so much for being here still, Belle. I appreciate it. Glad to have you, and hope you're enjoying yourself. Had a beautiful sea wedding, and it was cold. Yeah, it was pretty cold on my wedding day as well. It was quite chilly. Luckily, we were inside for most of it, but we did take some photos outside the venue. And honestly, it was really, like, I was surprised with how comfortable I felt in front of the cameras. I'm usually not a very photogenic person, but first of all, I had a custom-tailored suit, which definitely helps. Make you feel your best. It definitely flatters you as much as possible. Also, I kind of was just resigned that I'm going to be taking hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of photos. So I was just like, I'm just going to do it. And I think that kind of showed through in the picture because, like, even the photos that weren't taken by a professional, I felt like I looked better than I usually do in photos. So I don't know what it was, but I just, like, I felt like I looked pretty photogenic in those photos. So I'm pretty happy with how it ended up coming out. I'm doing alright. Glad to see you're doing nice. Yeah, doing well. I'm having a wonderful time. So glad to be back, but also, you know, so happy with all of the reasons that I was gone. Just a really good time in my life, I would say. Unfortunately, after this weekend, I'm going to have to go back to work and go back into the, you know, humdrum of everyday life. And, it's going to be rough transition back. But, you know, we're not thinking about that right now. It is only Friday. I have 2 more days to do fun stuff and record and get back into things and all that. Dutchman was sailing through icy waters. Makes sense why it was cold then. Alrighty. So, like I was saying before, whenever there may be, whenever I finish a topic, I'll probably head back to the topic of whatever I was talking about with the wedding and stuff. And I think the last place we left off was right after the rehearsal. Right after the rehearsal, we ended up going to rehearsal dinner, which was hosted by my parents. It was really, really good food. I ended up suggesting that they get like nachos and wings as some appetizers, which was a good call because they were really, really good. It was a lot of fun. Pork bootstrap, he was frozen stiff. Nice. Love it. Love the pun. But yeah, it was really, really good food. I felt so bad because like my dad was gonna give the toast at that dinner because we didn't end up having our parents toast at our wedding because we paid for it ourselves, and usually it's the people who are hosting who will do like the toast of like thank you so much for joining, that whole thing. Jacob, thank you so much for becoming a nuzzler. Can we get some hype for Jacob? Just became the newest member on the channel. Get some hype for him. Thank you so much. You now have access to all of the custom emotes on the channel, and you are helping us get towards having more. because the more members we have, the more emotes we can get access to. So I think we already have like 6 or 7 maybe, and we can probably get up to 8 pretty soon. Will we make a vlogging channel? Probably not, but never know. None of them have a clue on what the crap they're doing. My job's being heavy recently. The CEO changed. Old man said he was too old for it. Handed the position to a new guy who named a co-CEO. So we basically have 2 CEOs. Oof, that sucks. Yeah, my job. I'm probably gonna try and look for a new job soon. Not that I dislike anything specifically about the job. It's just I really want to work from home more. I find that that allows me to, get my work done while also being able to focus a bit more on the channel without tiring myself out and running myself ragged. And also it's just it's just I also would like to have more vacation time. I don't get much vacation time, and the work I want to be doing is more coding related, and right now I'm not doing that. So nothing against the job I have currently, but I am thinking about starting to search for a new one. Member hype Jacob. Yeah, let's get some member hype for Jacob. Ah, you got to use the hype emoji. Awesome. I love that hype emoji. I was really proud of that one. I did design pretty much every single one of the custom emotes except for the Oh Neat one that Mental designed himself. Did a wonderful, wonderful job. I have to thank him as always. He did a great job, and definitely would love to see you using it if we end up getting the shiny. Gotta head out for real this time. Have a good stream, and again, congrats. Thank you so much, Microwave. I really appreciate you being here. Love having you in the chat, and thank you again for the donations, for all the support, and for being a wonderful mod. Glad to have you, and hope to see you sometime soon, my friend. It'll better not be bad just without a mod in chat. See you. Have a good night, everyone. Yeah, I think we'll probably have another mod stop by at some point. We'll see. Can you do a 24-hour stream one day? Maybe. It really would end up. It would just be difficult because I do have a full-time job, so I can't. I would have to definitely schedule that around whenever I have some time off, and also my wife would probably miss me, so I'd have to schedule it around when she wouldn't necessarily be missing me too much if she was away or something. I'd rather not share too much information about my wife, just because she is pretty camera shy. But I don't think I really have that interesting a life to vlog. I don't do much, but maybe one day we'll see. One of the CEOs is kind of nice. The other one makes me glad I learned patience as a teenager. Oof. So are you in direct communication with these CEOs? Are you high up in the company? Is it a smaller company? Because when I think CEO, I think of big wig guy who's paid hundreds of millions of dollars and runs a company of 10,000 people. You'll have to let me know. Oh boy. Sorry, just taking a moment to let my voice rest a little bit, let my lungs, catch a break. We really haven't even sniffed a shiny, have we? Haven't come anywhere close. It is low odds, so I mean, I don't really feel too bad about not getting it. So let me move this up here. Music's gonna cut out for a sec. I just want to be able to see the, which we'll call it. Also, I don't think that the Red Bait Gaming is the most recent sub, but whatever. Sorry if my ADHD brain is going off. No worries. You're all good. Oh, I was talking about the rehearsal dinner. Really, really good food. I felt bad though because my dad was giving the toast at that because they wouldn't be toasting at the wedding because my wife and I paid for the wedding, and usually the person who pays is the one that gives the toast at the beginning. So my dad, because he paid for the rehearsal dinner, ended up doing the toast, and he's normally like a really, really like, you know, confident guy. He knows how to speak and stuff like that, but he seemed like so nervous about giving this speech. I felt so bad. Like I was super appreciative, like with all the sentiments that he said, and it was a really, really good speech. But I just felt so bad because like he seemed really nervous about it. Show us the ring. I can show you the ring. It's right there. It's black with a little bit of a blue band in the middle. It looks really cool. I really like the look of it. See that? And then on this ring is obviously the engineering, or the engineer ring. But yeah, those two. I actually have four rings now. I always had the two. I had this one, the Order of the Engineer ring, and then I had my grandfather's high school ring. High school graduation ring. Obviously, I got this one for becoming married, and then on the honeymoon, I just got this one because it like looked cool, and also it's a spinner ring, so if it like the center gold part spins around, so it's like a fidget toy, and it's really good. I play with it a lot. Completely forgot you were streaming. Congrats on the marriage. Thank you so much, Lucian. I appreciate it. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. How was the honeymoon? It was wonderful. Oh, also Wario, thank you so much for joining. Good to see you. How was the honeymoon? It was a wonderful experience. The only issue was I got sick the day after the wedding. So I had a headache, like a fever, on Saturday night. And then luckily that broke by morning. So I didn't have a fever all week, but I did have a really nasty cough, and you know, congestion, postnasal drip, the whole 9 yards. Basically, just upper respiratory virus. Luckily, it's not COVID. I tested it today, and it's not COVID, but boy, does it suck. Luckily, it didn't, you know, take too much away from the honeymoon. We just didn't get to do some of the more physically exhaustive things. I think your best man killed it on the dance floor. He needs a trophy. Yes, my best man did, in fact, kill it on the dance floor. Looked like an absolute crazy person by the end of it. Looked like he ran a marathon. But yes, I suppose I should get him a trophy. Congrats on being a newlywed. Thank you so much, Blue Hedgehog Man. I really appreciate that. Glad to have you and hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm very excited. It's just a wonderful, wonderful time. I've been going through stories of the entire wedding, honeymoon, whole 9 yards. Right now I'm talking about the rehearsal dinner, actually. I was talking about my dad gave a speech, and I felt bad because it was like he felt like really, really nervous. But he did a wonderful job. And then I had to give a little bit of an ad-lib speech to like thank everyone, and then we gave out some presents to all like the friends and family that were at the rehearsal dinner. Ghost Angel, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining. Congrats on being married by yours truly. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I saw you. I found you. I did not miss your message. Promise. I promise I will be better about that. But yeah, rehearsal dinner was awesome. Actually, it was really funny because I had worn way back when I was in high school. I went to prom and I got these really, really shiny shoes that came with the tuxedo that they let you keep. They let you keep the shoes. They didn't let you keep the tux, obviously. It was a rental. But they let you keep the shoes. So I was like, oh, these shoes are awesome. And I wanted to wear them everywhere. For any sort of thing where I had to be, like, dressed up, I wanted to wear them. My mom told me, no, they're way too shiny. They're way too fancy. These are you're going to be overdressed in them for most things. So you want to save them for really special occasions. And I was like, fine, if you insist. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll wear them for my wedding one day. So I kept them all these years, and as I'm packing for the wedding, I realize I see these shoes. And I'm like, this is the perfect opportunity. I can't wear them for the wedding because I'm wearing brown shoes, but I can wear them for the rehearsal dinner. This is perfect. I'm wearing black and white, so it'll be perfect, and I can just wear these really, really fancy blue shiny shoes. Little did I know that in the preceding decade that they had been sitting on a shelf, the adhesive in them had degraded severely to the point where I'm wearing them in the church, and all of a sudden I start hearing like some flapping, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I look down at my shoes, and like the sole of the shoe is coming off of the like leather around my foot. I'm like, oh my god, my shoes are falling apart. And I'm like, I'm looking at it, like as I'm continue walking, like by the end of the rehearsal, the sole is like half off. Like every single time I step, it's like, it sounds like I'm doing a tap dance because it's just like flapping in the wind. It's just like, I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is gonna fall completely off. And wouldn't you know it, by the time I got to the restaurant, the sole had come completely off. So I had one foot where it was just like I was holding the sole of the shoe, and the leather part was around my foot. I'm like hobbling because like one foot's lower than the other because they were like they had a small heel. And then all of a sudden I start hearing the tap dance again. I'm like, the other one's going too? The other one's going. By the end of the night, I'm like, I finally get back to my car, and I toss the sole of the shoe in my car, and I go back to walk in. All of a sudden, I'm like, why do I feel even again? I look back, the other sole had fallen off. The second I got rid of the first sole, the second one came off. So I'm walking around in basically what are glorified second pair of socks, which is just these really the remains of these really fancy shoes that now have no soles on the bottoms. And I'm walking through like puddles and stuff like that. I'm like, my foot's damp. What the heck is this nonsense? It was ridiculous. If I start drawing, I'll make a fan comment about your wedding. Oh, that's really sweet, Haley. I appreciate that. Have you picked the name for your wife? Well, I'm sure she'll love it. I work at a bank. I'm in charge of the tech support system and database maintenance department. Constantly asking what I'm doing, what I do. Ah, gotcha. Because I was the old man's favorite employee, they think I can tell them everything that they need to know from the company. Doing a lot of stuff that's not exactly my responsibility. See, that's the dilemma of being a really good employee, is that you constantly get more and more thrown on your plate. That's why I'm a terrible employee. Now I don't have to do anything. No, it's a shame because they constantly will throw more and more on your plate until you can't do it anymore, and then they wonder why you're no longer working hard. Infinite, welcome to the stream. Ain't no way he live at a reasonable time. I had to go live, but when I came back, because I got back earlier today from my honeymoon, so I wanted to go live. I'm doing game night tonight, but had to go live for a bit before that. You were walking like purples. That's funny. Think the bridesmaid speeches didn't roast your wife enough? I mean, listen. I think that they I think that everyone who gave a speech at the wedding did an incredible job. I don't think there was a bad speech in the bunch. We ended up having my wife had two maids of honor, well, one maid and one matron, because if you are married, you are a matron of honor. If you are not married, you're a maid of honor. And then I had two best men, my best friend, the punny man, and then I also had my brother. And all four of them gave a speech at the wedding, and we kind of were like, don't go too long. We don't want it to have we don't have to have everyone sitting for 20 minutes of speeches and stuff like that. So it was like, 5 at maximum, but try and cut it down to maybe 2 or 3. And they all did wonderfully, and each one had a speech that was like perfectly fit for their personality, and each of them talked about something different, as a different aspect of like Mary Grace. Whoops, my wife talked about a different aspect of my wife and I's like relationship. So it was really wonderful. Putting Man talked about like the history of the best man. My brother talked about like the consistency and like how we would always have like do the same sorts of things in all of the video games we played growing up. So, and then my wife's sister talked about like like our interactions with like when we've hung out together and stuff like that. And then her best friend talked a lot about like growing up together and stuff like that. And because we've done a lot of double dates with her best friend and her best friend's husband. So we had like that aspect of like double dating. We had the aspect of like sibling-in-law. We had the aspect of like being known as like this consistent couple that like you know it was like a bit of a surprise at the end of high school because we started dating right as I was graduating, but it was like a consistent thing. Like every time you asked, yeah, we were still together, and it just, you know, there were some people that didn't expect it to last, but we ended up, you know, now we're married, so haha, you were wrong. And then, you know, my best friend talked about like that she's a saint for being able to deal with me. So, you know, true. You're good, Belf. I'm happy to be a place to vent. That's basically what I've been doing right now. Like the groomsmen, the speeches were full of emotion and jokes. Yeah, all the speeches were honestly amazing. And honeymoon, you say yes. I did recently get married and go on a honeymoon. It was a wonderful time. Lisa is her name. She has blonde hair and light blue eyes. She wears huge round white earrings and she wears pirate clothes. Listen, I will not verify or deny any of those things. You'll have to maybe one day see, maybe not. She wears a pearl crown upon her head. She does like pearl, I will give you that. Also, I know it's probably goes without saying, but my wife looked absolutely gorgeous in her dress. Like, I was absolutely blown away. Like, I knew that I would absolutely love the way she looked, and it still blew me away how beautiful she looked. And it was really funny. Uncle Vin, yes, yes. I was just getting there. She was walking down the aisle, and throughout the like waiting in the church, because I got there early, and then she was going to come in, obviously, to walk down the aisle and stuff like that, and that was going to be the first time I saw her in her dress and all that. Very traditional in that way. And I'm getting like choked up listening to this beautiful like organ music that's playing as we're waiting for everyone to come down to get there to go walk down the aisle and all that. And eventually all the bridesmaids and maids of honor walk down the aisle, and she starts walking down the aisle, and like I'm getting really, really choked up. You know, Kenan and Dee is playing in the background. It's the music's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. It's just like everything's coming together. I'm like starting to really feel like I'm gonna like, you know, bawl my eyes out, and like my wife is like, that's the money shot. That's what I want. I want to see him crying because I'm so beautiful walking down the aisle. I want a picture of that. And like I'm getting there, and I'm like trying to fight it a little bit. I'm like, all right, I might just cry here. I said I'm usually pretty stoic. I usually don't cry that much, but it might just be the thing. And then I look over, like I just happen to glance over a little bit to the left of her, and one of my dad's best friend in college, who I know as as an affectionate term, I call him my uncle, even though we're not related by blood. I look over and I see him, and he just goes and looks at me, and we make eye contact, and he just goes, and he gives me like the like, nice job, like she looks great type of thing, like a thumbs up, like a nice, and it just like it broke me. It was so funny. It cracked me up so much inside. I didn't actually start like laughing out loud, but inside I was just like dying, and it like brought me out of that moment enough to be able to like hold it together and not cry. But it was just so funny, and my wife is very upset that he broke me out of it and ruined her moment. So that was a very, very funny thing that happened in the ceremony. It was just it was really, really funny, because I'm just like I'm like tearing up. I'm like, this is gonna be my wife. She's so beautiful, and then I just look over and you got my uncle going. Outside, serious Ectric, inside Batman Joker laugh, exactly. What's the song name? For what she walked down the aisle to? Kenan and Dee by Paco Bell. It's probably the second most famous one that people will walk down the aisle to. I would ruin the wedding if I cried. I mean, I was definitely tearing up during multiple parts. I held it together pretty well. I actually didn't really actually cry at all, I would say. I definitely got emotional and choked up multiple times, but I didn't specifically, like, cry. Because, like, I think the biggest parts were, like, the music for me. Music affects me very deeply emotionally. And, like, you know, hearing, one thing that we got to do with the organist was he asked us for, like, any songs that have, like, sentimental meaning towards to us as a couple, so he could play them, like, before the ceremony starts. And we gave him the song that I sang as part... I told you about the, like, the male beauty pageant that we did as part of my high school. For my talent portion, I ended up singing with my brother and another guy who has a good singing voice that I knew through drama. We ended up doing a trio and sang More Than Words by Extreme, which is just a really, really pretty song. And I was dating my wife at that point, and it kind of became a song that we, like, associated with each other just because, like, the words really have meaning. She's really into, like, sign language and, you know, using more than words to like, express love and stuff like that. So I ended up having him play that song. I suggested that one be the one that we played. He played before the ceremony, and he ended up playing it right before people started walking down the aisle and stuff like that. And that was getting to me. That was like really getting me, because the first time I ever really heard that song associated with our relationship was the first time I ever went off to college. Right before I left for the first time, and I was going like a couple hours away and wouldn't have my car, so I wasn't gonna get to see her for months at a time. And so it ended up being this song. She gave me this CD of, like, a bunch of songs that she had put onto a playlist, and basically, you know, like, all things that are related to, like, our relationship and stuff like that. And it was the first song on the playlist, and I just remember, like, driving away, starting to listen to that CD, bawling my eyes out, being like, "You suck. Why would you do this to me?" I was holding it together so well until she started playing that song, and it was just like, I was just like, literally, like, bawling my eyes out, driving back to my parents' house to go off to college for the first time. So, you know, remembering that, just remembering all of the wonderful times we had, like, listening to this song together and stuff like that. It was just, like, really, really getting to me. That was one really emotional time. Love that song. It's such a good choice. It really, it is a beautiful song, and honestly kind of surprising considering it comes from a band that I think is mostly like a harder rock and roll band. I might be wrong about that. I don't really know much of Extreme's catalog, to be fair, but it is a gorgeous song. I highly recommend listening to it. Good thing it wasn't My Heart Will Go On. That song is a tearjerker. Yeah, that one's another tearjerker for sure. But yeah, that was actually we ended up using that song twice. We used it in the ceremony right before the ceremony, and it was also our last dance song. So we had a thing at the very end of the wedding where we had everyone else, like, go outside to, like, do, like, a send-off type of thing. And while they were getting set up, we had the DJ play just for us, like, one song where we could just dance alone on the dance floor, and we chose More Than Words for that. And it was a really, really, really wonderful thing to be able to do, because all of the people at the venue kind of left. The DJ put it on and then walked out of the room, and it was literally just the two of us dancing. And I think the photographer was, like, off to the side, like, snapping some photos. But we were just, like, dancing in the middle of the dance floor, listening to this song that has so much meaning for our relationship. And we were just dancing by ourselves at our wedding, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful time. But yeah, the music is what really got me emotional during this entire day. That was when they played at the beginning was one point where I almost, like, started crying. Another one was my aunt was actually the cantor for our wedding. She is a wonderful, wonderful singer, and she was the one that sang, like, some of the like, you know how I don't know how familiar you guys are with Catholic masses or anything like that, or ceremonies or anything, but they'll have, like, songs that they'll sing where it's like they'll have, like, a soloist sing a hymn or something like that, like the first verse of a hymn like that. Excuse me. And then they'll have, like, everyone join in for, like, the chorus, and then they'll have the soloist sing another verse, and then you'll have everyone come in for the chorus. Well, my aunt was the one doing the solos for those songs, and it was just like the first time she started singing one of those songs. I am not a huge fan of the church, I would say, in general, but I got credit where credit's due. They write some absolute banger music. So it was definitely just a wonderful, wonderful, like, just hearing her sing, I was just like, I started imagining like what it would be like for her to be singing this while seeing me get married, because she's my godmother, and it just like started like I was just started like imagining all the times I've been with her and stuff like that. Like it was just basically pretty much anytime some music came on, I started thinking about like all of the meaning it has with like people in my life and how much they've done for me and how much I care for them, and that would get me really emotional. So those were like the big things, was, you know, listening to the music in the ceremony, at the reception, the whole 9 yards. God, he's watching it. I mean, he's watching everyone, right? All the time. He is the biggest Ectric fan because he can't help but watch. How does My Heart Will Go On affect you? I mean, it's a very beautiful song. I don't know that like just listening to it on its own, I don't think I'll start crying, but definitely if you pair it with Leonardo DiCaprio drowning, then yeah, I suppose I start tearing up a bit. I don't know if I've ever heard someone put it so bluntly, but you know, that's what I do. I put things in very blunt form for the sake of comedy. I'm a comedian, as they call it. So thank you so much for 26 likes, everyone. I really appreciate every single one of you supporting the stream. It's so exciting to be back. So exciting to be able to talk about all of these wonderful memories I was able to create over the past few weeks, and I'm glad to be able to share it with you. Even if you weren't there, I appreciate you just listening and, you know, supporting me. So, thank you, truly, from the bottom of my heart. You gotta head off, Haley? Alright. Thank you so much for joining. Good to see you, and I hope you will be able to come around sometime soon. Boy. I wonder, I forgot what emotes I have set up right now. I don't have the Snapple one yet. Alright. Gotta get more members to be able to get the next emote. I have a Snapple check emote already already created and just waiting to be able to implement. I hope you invited Bowser. Doug Bowser, the CEO of Nintendo America. I was thinking about it, but I figured he was probably pretty busy. Excuse me. Oh boy. No. Ah, not Doug Bowser. Got it. Should name the Shiny Manectric Snapple? I mean, I'm down. If we ever get the Shiny Manectric, I actually have to go on to the next game. I'm not, obviously not, like, if I get the Shiny today, we'll probably just podcast it the rest of the way. But, you know. I do need to be cognizant that if I end up doing one of these streams and just happen to get the Shiny Manectric at any point, it's just like, oh, I need to, like, set up the next game and, like, start a hardcore nuzlocke. It's really going to be like a culture shock. I'm just going to be like, oh, I guess I'm not shiny hunting tonight. I guess I'm done with that, and now I'm going into the stressful hardcore nuzlocke mode again. My buddy Koopa? Ah, that Bowser. Trying to think of some other fun things that happened. Oh, like I was saying before, my best man, the punny man, who's my best friend since kindergarten, he he definitely enjoyed the ceremony or the reception a lot. He got pretty tipsy, to say the least. See him glaring at me. He hates it when I call him that. Ah, gotcha. But yeah, he got pretty tipsy to say the least, and was an absolute fiend on the dance floor for sure. And it literally looked like he had run a marathon by the end of the night. It was just like he was like dripping with sweat. His hair was like all over the place. It was pretty funny. Also, there was at one point where like my wife and I, we were sitting at, like, they call it the sweetheart table, which is just like the table where the bride and groom will sit during the reception. You sit like right by the dance floor, so that everyone can see you and stuff like that. And you sit by yourself. People like clink their glasses and you have to kiss. It happened only once, and we took so long to realize that we had to kiss each other at that point that no one else did it for the rest of the night. So unintentional success by ruining everything. But yeah, we were sitting at this sweetheart table, and instead of sitting on like chairs, we ended up sitting on like this like couch. And at one point we were sitting there, we're about to eat our cake, and all of a sudden my best man comes up, and he like, I just hear, "This is a nice couch," and he's like feeling the fabric of the couch. We're both sitting on it and trying to eat our dessert, and he's just feeling up our couch. It's just like, dude, you're gone. He was so gone that by the time the after party was over, he had begun sobering up. And he was like more cognizant during, like, at 3 in the morning than he was like in the middle of the reception. But it was great. I loved seeing everyone celebrating. I had never realized that like so many people in my family were like so big on like dancing and stuff like that. Usually, like at most weddings I've seen, yeah, task failed successfully. Exactly, Luigi Dragon. But yeah, at most weddings I've seen, like, there is a large percentage of the people who just will not dance. And it's just because, you know, they're older, they're not really dancers and stuff like that. There was like barely anyone at our wedding that didn't dance. It was baffling. Like, the dance floor was packed, and I was not expecting that whatsoever. Hope you didn't kidnap your wife again. Had to make sure that didn't happen. Well, actually, the best man, my best man will tell you that the original job of the best man was, he was the guy that was tasked with stopping the people from the where your bride was originally from, that town. He was tasked with stopping them from stealing her back, because theoretically you would have taken her from whatever town she lived in to become your bride, and the best man was basically your like head bodyguard who would stop them from like stealing her back. So that was the origin of what the best man was. So, unironically, kind of fitting. Congrats on getting married. Thank you so much, Wolf Knight. Good to see you. And Jessica, thank you so much for joining as well. It's Levi on my mom's account. Oh, okay. Well, welcome, Levi. Thank you so much for joining. Good to have you both in here. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, we are just back on our first stream since I got married. Got my ring right here. It's a really cool ring. It's black with a little bit of blue in the center. Also on the excuse me, on the inside of the ring, it is also that same like metallic blue. See that right there? It's real cool. It's real cool. Got the blue on the inside, and then the black on the outside. How long have you been streaming? About an hour and 25 minutes, I think. Congrats. Thank you so much, Levi. I appreciate it. The one thing I will mention is that, for those of you who are just hopping in, is that I did get sick immediately after my wedding. They have a saying that, you know, everyone, it's common for people to get, like, sick the second their wedding's over. And it did end up happening for me. I fell into the trope. So, I've had a bad, like, sore throat, cough, runny nose, post-nasal drip, all through the honeymoon. Got really fevery on the day after my wedding. Luckily, it broke by the morning, though. That's what I told him. So, when is your best man? He said he enjoyed it. Yeah, my best man definitely enjoyed it. Just Arrow, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're doing well. And I hope you're in for some wedding stories, because that is what I got today. I got wedding stories, I got honeymoon stories, I've got periodic coughs because I'm still sick. But, you know, just a lot of happiness going on, and, you know, maybe a shiny, probably not, but I'm just glad to have you all in here, and hope you are enjoying yourselves. I was at a wrestling meet, so I couldn't join earlier. I'm sorry. I had much of this on the bus heading back to school, and tomorrow I have a wrestling tournament. Well, good luck, World Knight, and I appreciate you being here for any amount of time. Don't worry about, you know, not being able to hop in sooner. Life gets in the way. I'm just glad you're here now. Found Spectre, the Shiny Cerulege. Oh, nice. Shiny Cerulege. The problem is with those is that they're not significantly different. I really wish that they had, like, inverted colors. Like, the Shiny Cerulege has, like, Armorage's colors and vice versa. I got bad heartburn. Stomach acid got me really bad about 15 minutes ago. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mental. That sucks. Hope it's okay now. Hate it when you get bad heartburn. I think, actually, when I was young, I ended up going to the hospital because I had what the doctors assumed was probably just heartburn. But I had never experienced it before, so I had no idea what this was. All I just knew was my chest really, really hurt, and it wouldn't go away. So I ended up getting taken in an ambulance to the hospital, and by the time I got there, I felt better again, but I didn't know what it was. So definitely not a fun thing to have happen. Just the eyes. Yeah, I really wish they would have had more interesting shinies, but they're still cool regardless. I was about to start streaming, but postponing it for a bit before I start. Probably for the best. It always sucks when you have to postpone a stream because you're not feeling great. But it makes sense. You always want to be as good as possible, like as on top of your A game as possible. Is this the real life? No, this is Patrick. That's funny. What should I name my shiny Tyranitar? Godzilla? I don't know. What color is shiny Tyranitar? Friday next week, Ectric, Mario Party, you down? What time? I can't promise anything, but I'd possibly be down. Gojira. Yeah, there we go. For Fridays, I'd love to be able to stream, but most of the time, the thing is, I usually do like a game night with my college buddies, and before then, try to hang out with my wife. Try to hang out with my wife. So usually Fridays are pretty bad for me in terms of streaming, but I could try and hop on for a bit, for a game or so, depending on the time that you guys start. Is this Ectric? No, this is Patrick. There we go. Imagine if I had just blown past the shiny at some point and not even realized, because I was so busy talking about my wedding and, like, just reading chat. Who is Patrick? My name's not Rick. I love that line. It's so funny. Alrighty. Talking about Mario Party or Oh, no, I don't think it was the Mario Party. Mental, I think it was the other thing that we were talking about. Trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to mention about the past week and so. I know who Patrick is. I'm just making a joke. Oh, I get you. Well, thank you. You're all good. Xavier Youngboy? Xavier Youngboy? What does that mean? Oh. The food was really good at the wedding. Didn't get to have too much of it because we were, like I was saying, when you're at like your own wedding, it's funny. My wife was like, I really would love to go to a wedding at this place. Like the place we got was wonderful. It was a beautiful venue. The staff was absolutely incredible. Could not have asked for a better place. But it really is true. I really wish we could have gone to a wedding as opposed to been the one getting married there, just because you don't get to see anything. Like you're so busy with the entire time with, you know, you get there and you, instead of going to cocktail hour, you're taking pictures. You get to wolf down a couple of appetizers, and then you have to go hide so that you can like get your grand entrance into the reception. 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. EST. I could possibly swing that. Mental. I'll let you know. How long was you and your wife's feces before you were married? What? How long was you and your wife feces? Please tell me what you meant. Please tell me what you meant. I am struggling so hard. I'm struggling so hard to understand. Oh, you might go and leave me on the back. I might have to stream it as well. I will definitely let you know, though, Mental. Finances. How long were you and your wife finances? Oh, fiancés. So we got engaged on October 2nd of 2021, and we got married on January 13th of 2023. So about a year and 2 months, or 3 months. So about 15 months total. It was probably about normal nowadays, considering how much goes into planning a wedding. It ended up being enough time to get everything done, but also, not too long where we're just like, okay, we're tired of not being married. We want to just be married already. We were already getting to that kind of point, but we needed the time to be able to, plan everything. And by we, I mean mostly it was her. She was absolutely incredible, incredibly organized, on top of things, and I was not. So, definitely appreciate her. I'm out. All right, Haley, thank you so much for joining. My other buddy from Colorado will also be joining in as well. He just got engaged himself. Oh, congratulations to your buddy. I'm excited to meet these people. Hopefully I will be able to join in. I should be able to swing it. Just means I probably would hop on game night a little bit late, which usually it starts later than we plan anyway, so I don't think that should be an issue. Do you have a picture of the suit you got married in? Specifically of the suit. I don't think I have a picture of the suit specifically. I probably could eventually show some pictures of me in the suit. I don't think I have any access to just... Actually, let me see if I do. Let me check real quick. I might actually have a photo that I can show you. We got shared a bunch of pictures, so one of them's bound to have just me in it, right? Sharing... Nope, not this one. Never mind. I was wrong. There we go. That's the one. Maybe not. No, I don't think I... Wait, actually. I don't know if I have any photos. Sorry, this is really bad content. Yeah, I don't know if I have any that I could show, but I will try and get one of just me that I can show on stream at some point. Stream in the wedding suit? I mean, we could theoretically do that at some point. I don't know that there would be any reason to, but I could theoretically do it. I actually did buy my suit because it wasn't a tuxedo; it was a suit, and I wanted to have like a good suit, a good tailored suit, to be able to use for other reasons. So I ended up purchasing the suit instead of renting it, and it actually ended up being about the same cost as renting a tux. So it ended up working out really well. Post it on Twitter? I could post it on Twitter. If I ever find it. I need to find one of just me. Is the only thing. Which, I think the only photos that were taken of just me are... Oh my goodness! Mental, thank you so much for gifting a membership. Nathaniel, congratulations on getting the membership. You now have access to emotes for... custom emotes for this channel. And you will also be able to help get us, hopefully, some more emotes. So thank you so much for gifting the membership, Mental. Really, really appreciate that. Can we get some hype in the chat for Mental's generous donation? And congratulations to Nathaniel. Not sure if you're still in stream, but congratulations. I would give membership, but I'm too young. That's okay, Levi. I appreciate you being here. That's all the support you need to do. I just, you know, your being here is support enough. If you are able to and willing to go above and beyond like Mental did, I am super duper appreciative of that as well. How beautiful was the wife's dress? Was it the best wedding dress you've ever seen? Yes. Yes, it absolutely was. She was drop dead gorgeous. She had a very like traditional like sort of dress, and it had like lace sleeves and stuff like that, all over. But what ended up happening was like she looked absolutely stunning and like beautiful. And then what happened was at the reception she took off the coat. It apparently the lace and sleeves and stuff like that was a coat. It wasn't part of the dress. So she took it off. It looked like a completely different dress. It was just like, you know, a strapless dress with like, and then it was like bustled. So they take like the extra length of the dress and basically hook it onto itself so that now you have a dress that's like floor length and you can like walk in it. You can dance in it, that kind of stuff. It was first of all, it looked like two different dresses, but it was one dress and it was absolutely wonderful. But like she looked beautiful in different ways throughout the day, which was equally incredible. I've been here for a while. Yeah, appreciate you being here, Ellie. Speaking of emotes, working on commissions this weekend. I'll be finishing the lurk emote this weekend. Sounds good, Mental. Appreciate it. Algebra, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the congratulations. Good to see you. Hope you've been well. Excited to be able to go back to streaming. I did miss it. Although I was very, very much enjoying my time off. Oh yeah, we gotta get some neats in the chat if we get any shinies. Thank you again, Mental, for making that emote. It is wonderful. You did a great job. And if we ever do get some shinies, we will have to spam some Oneit emotes. Shiny in 3. It is a bold prediction. I'm holding to it. 1. Oh, you're counting down. That's even worse. Elden Ring won Game of the Year. Oh, is that the thing where they like called out or something like that? I don't even remember. I did updates, so I'll send it soon. Okay, cool. How many drinks did you guys, if you want to share? I've been letting her bride got so drunk she had to leave before the groom. So we actually didn't drink that much at the reception itself. I think we had like 1 or 2 drinks of our signature drinks. My signature drink was a Diet Peach Snapple mixed with peach brandy. You know me. I love me some Snapple, and it basically just tastes like an even sweeter Snapple, but it's also alcoholic, so it's really good. And then hers was Bartender Moscato, which is a type of white wine that she really likes, a sweet white wine. And so we had a couple of those. We also had what's called a green tea shot, which is basically a mix of, like, I think Sprite and a couple of sweet alcohols. And it basically just tastes like this, like a really, really sweet, almost like a juice. But it's like really, really heavy in alcohol. So we did a shot of that with a bunch of, like, our friends and family. So that was all we did at the reception. But once we got to the after party, people kept buying us drinks. So I probably had like 4 or 5 drinks at the after party alone. So I got slightly tipsy by the end of it, for sure. Combination of exhaustion and alcohol, definitely, you know. made me a little bit less sturdy on the feet, let's say. Have to go 99? Alright, Blue Hedgehog Man, thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate you supporting the channel. And I hope you will have a great night. And you passed your classes? Congratulations, Levi. That's awesome. The Bill Clinton gig. Right. I forgot about that. I really didn't have too much of an interest in that story. It was just a weird thing that happened. Alright, let's go. I think we'll go for another few minutes or so. My throat. I want to give my throat a little bit of rest before I head off to game night. But I've been having so much fun. I'm so glad to be back. I'm glad that you guys are all here to support. And I hope you are enjoying that new video series, because it is still going to be going up even though we're back now. Doing good. How about you? Also, that Zigzagoon looks orange as a silhouette. Yeah, some of the sprites in this game just kind of look like shinies on their own. It's weird. And I've been doing well. Bit sick. Got sick as soon as the wedding was over, so that kind of sucked. But the wedding was wonderful. Went as perfectly as it could go. And then the honeymoon, by the 3rd day, I was already like, okay, when are we gonna get to come back here? I love it here. So definitely, am very excited to have got to go there. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. I loved it there. It was so quaint. It felt like a Hallmark movie. It was just like everyone was super, super kind. And you know, all of the places were just like cozy, and you felt like you could just spend an entire afternoon just kind of hanging out there. I would love one day to be able to have like a vacation home there, and just be able to like spend a couple weeks there just relaxing and taking in the sights and stuff like that. It would be wonderful. I obviously don't have the money to do that, but it would be wonderful. Probably going to go to bed soon too because of the rest of the tournament tomorrow. Alright, Wolf Knight, well, thank you so much for joining. And whenever you do have to head off to bed, have a great night. Thank you so much for being here. What's her name? I accidentally said it earlier, but I'm going to try not to say her name too much just because I know she's pretty camera shy and doesn't want me sharing her name too much. But if you want to go back and listen to it, it was probably about like 20 or 30 minutes ago. Approaching 2023 encounters, perhaps we'll get a shiny then. We shall see. Is this on your hunt? Because we're already at 28, 25 on our side. You're married? Congratulations. Thank you so much, Azalea. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate the congratulations. Yeah, just got married a week ago now. Friday the 13th. And it went about as wonderfully as it could have gone. And I got the ring to prove it, so, you know, very excited. Alrighty. Oh boy. One thing though I have been doing is I've been like basically just on every 6 hours on the hour I've been taking more and more cough medicine just to like keep it under wraps, because if not I'll just start getting into these coughing fits where like my arms hurt from how much I'm coughing. It's ridiculous. Treat her well, buddy. I will. It's really funny because she's constantly like, I feel so terrible. I feel like you spoiled me, because like every once in a while, like I'm more of an advocate of doing like small kind things often as opposed to like huge gestures and stuff like that. So like every once like pretty often I'll just like, one thing that I learned from my best friend's father is that you don't get your significant other flowers on like anniversaries or birthdays or anything like that. You get them on random Tuesdays because they're not expecting it, and it's going to brighten their day infinitely more than if you were to get it on like Valentine's Day or something like that. So you know, every once in a while I'll just be like, I'm just going to get her flowers while I'm at the grocery store or something like that. Or it'll just be like, you know, I'll say something, you know, sweet or something like that, and she'll just be like, she's used to it by this point, so she'll just be like, oh yeah, nice. And then, but like, if anyone else like hears about what I'm like, here's what I say, or like here's me, you know, here's that I got her flowers randomly, they'll just be like, oh my goodness, that's so sweet of him. Is it like a special occasion? And she'll be like, no, he just does this sometimes. And so she's like, I feel so terrible for not like, for like becoming at all desensitized to it. But I'm like, no, I want you to be desensitized to it. I want it to be the most normal thing in the world. So I try to treat her well. I think there was one time recently, she was like trying on her like rehearsal dinner outfit, and like showing it to her sister. And like I walked up the stairs, I didn't realize she was like on the phone or anything like that. And I just like I walked into our room and saw her in like this beautiful white dress, in like these really nice shoes, and like with her hair done up, and I was just like, you look beautiful. And then like all of a sudden I just hear over the phone, aww, and I'm like, oh, you're on your phone with your sister? Whoops. But yeah, I'm very, very lucky to have her, and I hope that I can continue to treat her well, and you know, hopefully earn the absolute blessing I have to be able to be with her. Gotta go. Congrats and God bless everyone. Thank you so much, Levi. Have a great night. Sorry I missed your message for so long, but glad to have you in, and hope to see you around again sometime soon. Alrighty. What do we say? We'll go to 2850 and then we'll call it. I know it's probably much lower, or it's much higher than that in actuality, because I probably missed about half the encounters we've done today, let alone other ones, but whatever. Maybe I'll go back and count all of them. Good on you, buddy. I gotta finish my mod duties. Alright, no worries, Azalea. I appreciate you coming by for even a little bit. And I hope to see you again sometime soon. Nice. Thank you so much, Algebra. Yeah, I try. I am very forgetful. I'm pretty bad about, like, you know, if I'm asked to do something, I'm pretty bad about, like, remembering to do it the first time, and you know, I know that can test people's patience, so, and test her patience. So I you know, gotta buy as much goodwill as possible. No, it's just you know, I try my hardest to like to do those, like, those big things of, like, you know, being a good part of, like, the team and stuff like that, but I know I fall short somewhat often, and it always feels terrible when I do that. So I try to hope that at the very least these small things can in some way, you know, show that I do care immensely for her, and that you know, it's not intentional, that I'm, you know, for the third time forgetting to have you know, clean the bathroom just because like if I forget about, if I like don't do it pretty much immediately after remembering, my brain will go in like 30 different directions, and all of a sudden it'll be like out of my brain and it's just like, you know, in one ear out the other. So it's not intentional whatsoever, but it is I can acknowledge it's probably a frustrating thing about me. But, you know, I've got my downsides. I hopefully have some upsides too, though. Who knows? She said yes, so I must be doing something okay. Either that or I just wore her down. Could be that too. It's probably that, to be honest. Just, you know, eventually she's like, yeah, sure, I guess. In too deep now. Sunken cost fallacy and all that. Also, thank you so much for lurking, Azalea. I appreciate it. Alrighty. 8 more encounters after this. But I know I haven't really given much time to talk about anything like this, but is there anything that I missed while I was gone? Like, with some of the other streamers, like I know Zed changed his profile picture up and it looks really, really good. I hopped in on one of his streams earlier today, and he seemed to be doing some shiny hunting in Scarlet Violet. But you know, I don't know if I've missed anything in the past few weeks, but I'm excited to be back. Hopefully you didn't miss me too much. I'm very excited about that video series too. Got some really, really good support on the first episode especially. I think making it a premiere helped. I don't want to make all of them premieres because I feel like eventually that would just be really, really annoying to get your notifications like filled to the brim with those. Especially because I usually, for those episodes, I will schedule them days and days in advance. And I found out that when you schedule a premiere, it will immediately make the premiere public. Obviously, it won't play until the scheduled time, but it will it's not like it waits until a certain amount of time before the video premieres to show the notification. It'll show it. You know, if you suggest list that you're going to schedule a premiere like 3 weeks in advance, you'll have that notification up for 3 weeks. So, if I were to do premieres for every single episode of that series, you would just see like batches of 3 episode premieres all showing up in your notifications at once as I'm like posting the week's episodes and scheduling them for the correct time. Yeah, it's interesting. I found that out because one of my IRL friends who was going to the wedding and is also subscribed to my channel is like, how are you planning on streaming a couple hours after you get married? And I'm like, oh, I'm not planning on streaming. It's just a scheduled video because he saw the notification for the first episode of the Pokemon Scarlet level lock, and he was like, why are you planning on having something going up like two hours after you get married or whatever? And I was just like, no, it's just a video pre-recorded and all that. It's already completely done. And he's like, I figured as much, but it still was pretty funny. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty funny. Looks like I'm gonna be, you know, in the middle of the reception, just like, you know, just finished up my first dance, and hold on, sweetie, I gotta go play some Pokemon real quick. Be right back, type of thing. Oh, speaking of the first dance, we did well. We did really well. I know I had talked about getting like dance lessons and stuff like that. We ended up not using like any of the specific choreography that the dance lessons had given us, because they were mostly things that we didn't really like. The dances didn't make sense to us, but we did end up choreographing something to the song "Can't Take My Eyes Off You" by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, and it was really funny because when we first started the dance, we like did this like lead-in thing where I like held her by her hand. She like kind of like did her arms out, and then I just did like one spin into getting her into like just like the standard like swaying back and forth dancing position. And we started off. The song starts off pretty quiet, so we just kind of did this like swaying back and forth. I did like a spin or two, and when we were doing those spins during that quiet part, we were getting like cheers and stuff like that, and clapping and stuff like that whenever we did something mildly interesting. And it was just like, and I was sitting there like, haha, you guys think that's all we're gonna do? Psh, you guys don't know that I have a flair for the dramatic. It was funny because we're hearing these claps and we're like, oh, this is just us making it a little less humdrum. But if you know the anatomy of the song, it starts off like slow and, you know, can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like having a touch. I want to hold you so much. And then it's just like, once it gets to the end of like the first verse, it goes like, you know, can't take my eyes off of you. And then it comes in with the horns, and you got the big like ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-da part. And it gets much bigger. And at that point, we had just choreographed a dance part. And it started off with like us doing spins together. We did like a grapevine. We did some moves, and then we did like a dip, like a side dip, and then we did a spin when the chorus comes in with "I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby." That part, we did like a whole spin, and at that point, we really had people hooked. We actually have some videos. The DJ that we did our event actually posted a video of us doing that part of the dance on his Instagram, which was really cool. So we ended up getting a ton of compliments on the dance. It was a ton of fun, and it was just a great time. So that was another that was probably the highlight of the night for me, was just being able to do that dance, because we practiced it a decent amount, and it turned out so well. What would Brad do during that dance? I don't know. I was a little preoccupied to know what Brad was doing. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you, Hasbro. It was a ton of fun. All right. With that though, I think we're gonna call it here. My voice is definitely getting a little bit froggy, so thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for welcoming me back, for all the congratulations. I'm so excited to be back. Probably try and do some streaming tomorrow and Sunday. I also have to record the Scarlet level lock, so one of those days I might not stream and I might just record instead. We shall see. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed today's stream. If you did, consider liking and subscribing. Helps out the channel. You will catch every single stream of every series that we do as they come out. And let's find ourselves a raid target real quick to pass on the love. Let's see. Is Zed still live? Zed might still be live. That might be the best option here. Yeah, Zed's live. Let's just raid Zed. Let me mute it real quick. We're going to go raid Zed with a hashtag #ElectriCrew. Do you know who Trash Can Man is? I recommend you rate him. He's pretty cool and chill. I do not know. I will keep that in mind for next time. I already kind of posted the link, but so we're going to do Zed today, but I will definitely keep that in mind for next time. Thank you so much for a new person to raid. But thank you so much for joining. Definitely go and show some love to Zed with a hashtag #ElectriCrew. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, again, consider liking and subscribing. But until then, I will see you in Zed's stream with a hashtag #ElectriCrew. Have a great night. Bye. Oops.